Top of the evening to you folks. Good to see everybody. Tonight we got a very special guest on, our good friend Rip. The unofficial hardest shot in the NHL, I would say, personally. That's just my opinion. But anyways, great show tonight. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Rip said before the show that he's going to actually personally endorse the show on his social media. So, no, he didn't say that. Anyways, drums. This one, they're all for the girls, but this one is for the girls. Drums. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is up,
Whoa.
ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. As always, my name is Drums, and I am joined by the brothers behind Kngdom, Regan and Jordan Headley. And making his third appearance, special guest host for the evening, current member of the New York Islanders, our boy, Ryan Pulock. But before we get to our special guest, as always, we got to go up north first, see what's going on with our boy Reg. Reg, how'd you make out in your bond spiel, buddy?
Well, it's Wednesday evening and I'm still licking my wounds. Had two really early bedtimes on Monday and Tuesday night. Two very late / early mornings, Friday, Saturday with Uncle Soup. So it was a fun bond spiel. We actually won our first game, which gave us probably the best draw in the whole bond spiel. We didn't have to curl till 2:30 on Saturday, so that was perfect. Gave the green light. I kind of wish we would have had to curl at 9, though. Would have made this week a little more enjoyable. Just to clarify for the people watching on YouTube, I'm not a Texas Rangers fan. Just watched the Tiger Woods Hall of Fame induction and needed something red and with a Nike check on it, so that's what I'm wearing.
Beauty, love it. Jor, what's going on, buddy?
I got red beers for Tiger. Top of the evening to you folks. As mentioned on the YouTube version, they're all for the girls, but this one is for the girls. Want to give a quick shout out for Women's Appreciation Day, which is yesterday. I don't usually get too excited about National Dog Day or National Cat Day and stuff, but it is important to honor the females in our life and the women. So Mom and all the rest of the women out there, we love you. We thank you for everything. But other than that, we got a good show tonight. We got Rip on. Third time, as Drum said, which probably makes him between him and Patty Law, I think there's a little bit of a showdown for most attendance on the Kingdom. But no, got a good show tonight. We got lots going on. We got Tiger. We got Aaron Cockerill finishing a T2 career best we got to talk about. And just lots of good shit tonight. So I'll throw over to Rip and then Drums, and then we'll start the show. Rip.
Yeah.
Hey, before you start, is that a chair you're sitting in or a bed?
It's a bed.
Is it a really big chair?
No, it's a bed. It's 9:45 and I got a game tomorrow, so just hanging out. But no, it's good to be back. Good to be back. It's been a while. The rules with me having to score, sometimes it takes a little longer to get on here than maybe it should, but here I am.
Yeah, here you are. But you also had an injury to contend with, so that played a part in it. We should have gave you a bit of a medical exemption, but we didn't.
That could have been your part-time job while you were off.
Yeah, he should have been. Drums, what's up in Brandon here, buddy? A couple blocks away.
Not much. It was nice on the weekend. We finally got to go out for the first time. Boys came in from D-Town, so we got to have a few drinks with them. Went to the ballet. That was interesting. And then Saturday night, me and the old lady, big adventure. We went out to movie. We saw the new Batman flick.
Did you?
Yeah, so it was nice. It was a nice weekend of getting out and doing things again, finally.
Okay.
Change. And we got, what do we got?
Actually
5 days of masks and then we're good?
Yeah, I think so.
Even that? What is it today, 10th or 9th?
9th.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to become a big Batman fan, actually, after watching Tiger's daughter's Hall of Fame speech tonight. He goes to Comic-Con dressed as Batman. So I guess I'm a big Batman guy now. I didn't even know it.
All right, I'm a Batman guy now.
I like Batman, yeah. I'm a big Batman.
I got a Batman tattoo.
I am Batman. I was actually out on Saturday night too, believe it or not.
Ooh.
I went to Original Joe's, but the thing worth mentioning at this is I had a couple Caesars and then I had a big supper. Original Joe's actually have shout out to Original Joe's too, but they actually have like your main dish and then you get two sides. So I had a plate of fries and a soup. And so I was just kind of thirsty a little bit, or I just wanted another drink. Ended up getting a Guinness. Let me tell you, Guinnesses are not made for after beer or after supper. They're made for before supper. It took me about an hour to get it down. Holy shit.
He's a little heavy.
Well, two Caesars
Ooh.
don't help either.
Yeah, that.
No, I was stuffed and I tried jamming some Guinness in there and it was not what we were looking for. Anyways, Reggie, what do we got for housekeeping tonight? We got lots, eh? Or no?
Yeah, definitely. Like you mentioned, first and foremost, our boy Cockerill, T2 in Kenya. So he won the equivalent to 130,000 euros, which is equivalent to 182,000 Canadian.
How many rubles?
So nice payday. And in comparison,
30 million.
In comparison to his career, this year he moved up to 142,000 euros, which is 5,000 more euros than he's made in any other year in total. And he's 3 events in. So it could be the start to big things for Cockerill. It's exciting. I mean, it's unbelievable.
He's now 351st in the world.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's unreal, eh?
Wow. Because even in the induction, in Tiger's induction, there were, like they mentioned when he kind of went on his cold streak there, that he wound up outside the top 1,000. And I was like, what? Cockerill's 350. That's insane.
I mean, that's just gonna be so good for his confidence too. Is
huge.
On the course, off the course, it just like allows you to grow so much.
And it opened up, like I think he was having to debate which tournaments to play in just because of how many exemptions he has. This just opened up the entire season for him. So huge congrats to our boy AC.
Rigo, do you know exactly how it's going to impact that kind of stuff, like his status and the exemptions and stuff?
I know that this week he got into the DP World Tour based on that. Right. He's like a category, I think it's category 7, which means the top, if you get in the top 5 the week before, you get an exemption into this one. So I don't think he was exempt in this one prior to that. Or if he was, he might have to burn one of his tournaments. I don't exactly know how it all, it's like the most confusing system in the world. Like, it really is.
Like Jor's NFTs.
Yes, exactly.
He's keeping the people happy though, showing them what they want. He usually sends out a picture or something basically every time he's playing in those places. So it's pretty cool. There's not a whole lot of pros that I follow anyways that do that kind of stuff. So
you know what's the shits about that is in my tours on the weekend, I was actually awake and I saw that he was on hole 8.
My tours.
He was on hole 8 and I went to the couch, made myself a little fort on the couch, and I was going to watch this whole round. And I actually recorded it knowing that I'd fall asleep soon. But they actually had the European Tour broken into 2 different time slots on the Golf Channel. So I only recorded the first one. So I didn't actually get to see where he made the run into second.
Oh, shit.
So I was absolutely, oh my God, I got up on Sunday and I'm like, yes, I can watch that round. No.
Well, I mean, that's your own fault. Should have behaved a little bit more. But my question on this was because as soon as that happened, I mean, everybody in golf, especially in Canada, like a lot of people that we follow, and even more specifically Manitoba, just all over it, right? Like AC would be getting texts, getting messages, getting DMs, getting mentions, everything. So my question to bring Rip into the show is like, because that wouldn't be a normal for Cockerill. Like it would be very hard, I think, to basically hear from nobody for a while. Like not nobody, but you know what I mean? Like overall nobody. And then all of a sudden something good happens and you get 1,000 texts and calls and stuff like that. It'd be similar to Rip scoring a game-winning goal or something like that. Or like, is it hard how do you find it to manage those kind of emotions where it's like very high and very low? And I mean, for you, it might be a little bit different being on a team sport, but you'd still feel the same kind of thing. Like, how do you You just shut off social media, or what do you do with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to kind of enjoy those highs.
Yes.
When you are getting those messages, all that stuff. I mean, I think if you're a type of person that can like take that information in and, obviously not get cocky. And I don't think he has it all. Just use it as confidence and, I mean, bring joy to your game. And I mean, that just makes you a better player, whatever sport you're playing. I think it's all about confidence and, the joy and just loving it. And I think for him, I mean, when you do get, you have that finish and you do have that more attention from those people that you don't always hear from. I think as long as you just take it as a positive and like enjoy the moment and kind of build on that and not worry about I guess you could say the negative side of it is
Right.
when you're not doing well and you're not hearing from those people, just kind of ignore that and just enjoy it when you do have those high finishes.
So don't take it for granted.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think all professional sports, it's tough to win. It's tough to, be at the top of your league or whatever you're playing. So when you get there and when you have that opportunity, I think you just got to take it all in and enjoy it all.
And one of the guys I follow or used to follow, I haven't as much lately, but Gary V is his name. He's pretty good shit. He's like kind of like I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he's his thing with that is he just closes his ears and doesn't listen to the good stuff or the bad stuff, because he says it's really hard to listen to some and not others, and you know what I mean. So
Sure, I think
everybody
it's
would
probably
be
different for
but
everybody too. Yeah, exactly.
yes,
Yeah, I think it's different. I mean, I know for myself, like obviously you get the hate tweets and the you suck and this and that. And
is it
for me,
weird to get that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just ignore it. Honestly, it's just like whatever. Like if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not going to change my view of myself or my game or anything. It's like if this makes you feel good about like tweeting this at me, then like fine, that's fine. I can deal with it. But I think when you do have the positive messages, I mean, yeah, you can't just like live off that, but I think you can use it as like motivation to keep yourself going and keep building on what you're doing.
You ever get the tweets from the burner account to have like the negative tweets?
Those are probably the ones.
Yeah.
The DM.
Is it Rory Sabs?
You suck.
Yeah, that's me.
Hang them up.
But to touch, Cockerill did say when he was on here, remember he said a couple times actually just that when things are going good, you hear from everybody. And when things aren't going so good, you don't hear from anyone. He did touch on that and just said it's crazy how people are like that. So, but I imagine, I mean, it's just crazy how every basically golf account linked to Canada tweeted something that day
Right.
in some shape or form, right?
And
Yeah,
like
you'd have
been
interviews,
cool.
media would have been just hounding him for
Yeah.
interviews, everything. Yeah.
But he's already golfing again. He's back at it, so I don't think he took too much time to soak it in. But that's the life of a guy trying to make it on tour. Anyways, what else you got, Reggie?
Like across the pond, holy shit! At the Arnold Palmer, man, that was a sweet finish actually. Scotty Scheffler, when he won at the Waste Management, they said the floodgates were going to open, and he is
They did.
fucking good, man. Like those putts he made down the stretch, I think it was on 15 and 16. 15 to save par and then 16 again to save par. Like, but the one on 15 was like a 25 footer and unreal. And then even to finish it on 18, like they said that shot that he hit on 18 out of the rough was the best spot he could have hit it to.
Yeah.
And then he hits a 69-foot putt to within a foot just to kick it in and win. Like what?
Yeah.
What would you guys do? You think in that situation, a 69 footer for a 2-putt to win? Like I might hit it in the water.
Yeah, it goes 2 feet. and I fall down.
What would you do, Rip?
Close my eyes and hope. I don't know.
But to have that touch under that pressure, I don't know, man. That's
it's insane.
Just think about
It really is.
Sorry, go ahead. Rip.
He's got to just have like a 3-foot target, right? And just be like 3
Get
or
in
4
there.
feet that he's comfortable with making the second putt and just being like, just visualizing, finding a way to get his ball in that circle.
He almost made it. It's wild. But just think about this. So the most pressure packed putt you've ever had, and then you think like, oh, this is for big money. Like, I just think playing in tournaments and you can win like $1,000 or something like that. Like this putt is for $1.2 million from 70 feet, and he puts it to within a foot. Like those guys are just so much different that people don't even realize it.
I just don't think they think about the money though either, really. I think it's like,
no, they're so dialed in.
I think it's like winning and losing, and it's just like,
right.
I mean, obviously they build to that, right? Like when they're young, yeah, the money is like probably their first tournaments, like they need it, right?
Right.
Once they're kind of there, they get that, and it's like, I think they just get so comfortable in those situations that it's like,
yeah.
I mean, from my own experience, it's like I get more nervous watching sports, like even if I don't really have a connection to the game, than I do playing in those moments.
Right.
Just like when you have
sense.
control and when you're under control and like you're in that, you're just there, like you're confident and you just like do your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once you get in the zone, like that's just noise that you're not even hearing, right?
Yeah, it's just like, just do your job.
Scotty
like,
Chefs, though, got to give it to the guy.
And like a lot of big names shot big numbers. Like there were high 70s. That last group on Sunday. Yeah, like that last group on Sunday.
Rose was 76 on Sunday.
76, I think, both of them.
Yeah.
Is that not the toughest course in the circuit, they said, or something?
It has to.
Or up
they
there?
had it playing tough too.
The par threes, right? The par threes, I saw something that were like
the average score, yeah.
The average score is like minus 2,000, where it was like 900 or something.
Yeah, I think it was the first tournament in like a good number of years that finished below double digits for under par.
That was sick to watch anyways. Like, because Hovland or Hatton, no, it was Hovland. Hovland was at 10 under at one point.
Yeah.
And the winning score was 5.
I didn't know that.
Well, there's a couple guys that were that high too. I like even Sunday when they got going, I think he was 9.
Yeah. They just said, I was watching just quickly. This is the last thing on Scheffler. Well, 2 things actually. His 87-year-old grandma walked all 18 holes with him on Sunday, which is nuts.
Like Happy Gilmore's grandma.
I won't be walking
the same
87,
visuals.
I don't think.
That lady's from Dauphin too, eh?
Yeah, Francis Bay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did she die a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
she has to be dead now because she was ancient in the movie. Yeah.
But I think she did.
That's wild,
I think she was like 90 something when she died.
I think that the store Bays is actually her family surname, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
what's her name? Francis Bay?
Yeah. So they said that
she's big.
What made that win so good for Scheffler and just proves that he's kind of got an all-around game. He hit 5 fairways on Sunday and 9 of 18 greens and still scrapped around it even to win the tournament. So
on that course,
not many guys can do that, honestly. Lots of guys have to hit it perfect to win, right?
Yeah.
But the best players scraped around with not their best work and win tournaments. That's the reality of it. But that's enough for me.
So on that,
good shit.
I think there are a couple of fellas here that got to do some drinking. That'll be myself and Jor.
Yeah.
Jor, you got some housekeeping though first or no?
I got lots of housekeeping, but I'm gonna say some housekeeping just so I can prolong this shotgun a little while.
Well, I just want to get this over with.
Yeah. Okay. Well, last week we were talking about the DP World Tour and the Red Shoe Diaries. I had an idea in the shower the other day. Red Shoe Diaries Red Shoe Diaries should actually sponsor the DP World Tour. I think that would be the headline sponsor. I think that'd be a good idea.
You think they made enough money to sponsor a professional golf tournament?
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no.
Even the
Showcase
star,
maybe.
star was David
Duchovny.
Duchovny.
Okay.
I don't think he has money to
But
sponsor a tour.
the backup plan for that was to sponsor the Kingdom. So if we're if they're still in operation, you're listening to this, Red Shoe Diaries, because so far we've only had Spence Bros Pizza, and they're actually an unofficial sponsor. But I had Spence Bros tonight. I forgot to mention that in my intro.
You have it, didn't it?
Mikkel's got a drink now. He made a Kngdom drinking game the other day. He said every time Jor mentioned Spence Bros, you drink.
No, but okay. So the twist on the Spence Bros Pizza is actually I get a Hawaiian pizza from them, and I put I cook a chicken breast before, and then put chicken on there, and Mom's pickled jalapenos on there. So it's like a Hawaiian plus chicken plus it's unreal with some hot sauce on there. So, Mikkel, there you go, buddy. Spence Bros will give you another one.
He also said every time I say I don't know, you have to drink it. I say it about 25 times per episode. So. And I forget what he called you, Rob Drums. he said when Rob says this, I didn't even correct him.
You're giving away all Mikkel's secrets. Okay, so this is my third week shotgunning. So let's do picks first, and then we'll get to shotgunning. As the last place guy again this week, third week in a row, I'll go first. And I'm gonna go with.
I don't think so.
What?
I think the guest always gets to go first. Okay. Yeah.
You sure? I mean, I know Jor's not taking who I'm taking.
Well, I'll just take him then.
I'm gonna go with JT.
Ooh.
Oh.
See if he can repeat.
He was sitting behind the goat today.
That was my pick.
Like they're
my pick. You stole
BFFs, eh?
it.
Yeah, they are actually.
Yeah, they seem pretty close.
He's growing on me a little bit.
JT?
Well, just because he's friends with Tiger, I have to like accept that he's probably somewhat of a good person if Tiger likes him. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but still in my mind, I don't really like him. But anyways, so Rip goes Justin Thomas. If Thomas finishes last, Rip has to come on again next week and shotgun a beer.
Sure.
Like last plate, like dead last, or just
Between
last out
the
of
four,
us?
No.
four guys.
Yeah. So even if JT misses the cut, but he's not last, we'll let Rip off the hook. We'll bend the rules for him.
But if he makes the cut and finishes last between you guys, I have to do it.
Oh, he's still last. You still have to do it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Mid-game.
Is this a new rule or is this always the rule?
No, this is always the rule. Actually, Doug gave me shit for changing the rules last week. He's like, yeah, you lose 2 in a row and all of a sudden you don't have to shotgun anymore. I was like, I did 2 shots of whiskey. Like, what are we doing here? Easy, more liquor than a Bud Light. Okay, so my pick is actually going to be somebody who I love. We talked about him a little bit last week, and Rigo actually picked him last week. I'm going Tommy Fleetwood, mostly because I'm in the basement here. Rigo's been making some good picks, so I'm just going to piggyback off of his picks going forward until I get out of the cellar here. So that's my new strategy. That's Tommy Fleetwood.
Okay,
Now drums. Yeah, drums is up.
Okay, I'm going with Tony. I said I would.
Oh, he's bringing him back.
Yeah, but no, I got sucked in. I'm going Tony. It's got to be time. Let's go.
Has he still never won a tourney? Like,
Yeah, I just haven't picked him.
Yeah, he
he's
is.
won. No
I'm
majors though.
I'm going the big boy DJ.
Ooh. Did you listen to him on Chicklets?
No. Good or what?
Good.
I hadn't listened to it yet. Just thought I'd mention the whole.
I think it's still crazy, and whatever you guys can say, I'm repeating myself, but like he still just doesn't get talked about at all in terms of any kind of golf ever. It's absolutely bizarre to me. Like you'd think during that Tiger Woods speech, like how many wins does he have? Like they interviewed Koepka for. Hey?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like DJ's the man. I don't know.
He just doesn't seem like he wants any of it.
Yeah, they probably
Maybe he does.
None of
I don't
that,
know.
yeah.
Maybe he does. I mean, if you marry Paulina Gretzky, I mean, you know something's coming along with that in terms of attention. So,
Whoa.
I don't know.
True.
DJ though, good pick, Rigo. We got 4 pretty good picks this week. We got no Sep Strakas or anything in this one, so it's going to be a barn burner, I think. If I'd have to do 4 in a row, I'm taking a week off of the show. So pray for Tommy. Okay, drums, let's do this, buddy.
Pray for Tommy to miss the cut. Just kidding.
This might not even be a full shot here.
What are you drinking, drums?
This is the cinnamon whiskey.
Come
What
on,
do you call
baby.
that? Fireball.
Fireball. Sorry to any of Rip's fans out there who might be watching this. Rip does not approve of this. We didn't tell him that we were doing this, so the cancel culture can leave him alone. Okay, drums.
All right.
Cheers, buddy. Ah,
Looks like you've had a lot of practice of that.
oh, that was better than the whiskey for sure, without a doubt. How's yours,
Boys.
drums?
Ugh.
Nice work.
Okay, well, what do we got next, babies?
Miguel Angel Jimenez has won 2 of 4 events on the Champions Tour this year. Like, what is
2 of
going
4.
on? Yes, he's won
it's him
2
and
of 4.
Bernard Longer.
And Bernie won 1 and
Killing
the
it.
Goose won 1.
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually somebody sent a tweet to us yesterday saying that he was the coolest guy in golf.
He might be.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not too far off in reality. Like,
He's
His
unreal.
warm-up
He doesn't
routine,
get a-
that makes him cool. Just that. With the
he
guard
doesn't get a
and
whole
mouth.
lot of mainstream
Wiggles.
love, that's for sure. But
If he was American, he would,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah, but if he was American,
Actually,
he wouldn't be that eccentric.
True.
Jim Furyk actually got a surprising amount of votes on that poll. He was shut out for quite a while, but I guess Rigo must have created a few different accounts and voted for him.
Or Rob.
Or Rob, yeah. Rip, who do you think is the coolest guy in golf? Let's go with golf. Other than Tiger.
Ooh, yeah.
Sorry to put you on the spot, but that's what podcasts are about.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if if you're looking at like John Daly or something like that, like guy's just outrageous.
I can't believe
yeah.
that name didn't even get brought up.
Like
I know.
he just does what he wants. He doesn't really care what people think, and he's just himself, and like that's the way he is.
He's got an album
Yeah,
dropping
that's-
right away too. I see.
Yeah, like he plays music, like he's I don't know.
Sauce is hard.
It's actually unreal.
Smokes hard.
It's just too
hard.
bad he's not going to live that long.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he hasn't killed him yet.
Well,
But,
he's got cancer.
It's working on it.
Yeah,
It's working on it.
that'll be a sad day. Actually, 2 things. His song "Hit It Hard" is actually a tune. Like, that's a good song.
Yeah.
And did you guys see? Won't get political on here, Rigo, but did you guys see Trump called? They were talking to JD.
Yeah. So who did?
And Solani.
Yeah. Who did he call?
Yes,
Who's
Patch sent that to me, and he's like, "Look who handed him the phone," and it was Timu. What?
It was Timo and John Daly hanging out.
So who did
And they were
Big T
talking to
call?
Trump
Did
on
he
the
call
phone.
Timu or did he call John Daly?
I don't know. That was such a cool video, though, man. I was so pumped to see that.
I
Yeah, it
didn't
was
see that.
actually.
You didn't see that? It was on Zaire. He was
Yeah.
talking about Putin and Xi, and Trump said that none of this would be happening. I mean, he said that a couple times or a couple hundred times. He said none of this would be happening if I was president. But yeah, I didn't notice. I watched the video a couple times, and I didn't notice that Timu was in it. He's kind of hidden in the back, and it's kind of hard to tell that it's actually him. But
Timu's
I
hanging
pointed
out with
that
John Daly. That's
That's
pretty
unreal.
sweet too.
and why is
I don't
Trump
know.
calling Timu? Like, there's so many questions marks. And where
Yeah.
was Tiger? Because Tiger's good buddies with those guys. He's bros with Trump. But anyways, maybe Mikkel will start. He can add to his bingo game. Me saying, but anyways, because I feel like I say that quite a bit. Something I'm working on.
Anyways.
But anyways, okay. Tonight was Tiger Woods' induction into was it the World Golf Hall of Fame? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So pretty big night. Rigo is rocking the red for it. I was drinking a couple chiladas in honor of Tiger. Tiger's probably the reason that we're all golfers, I would say. Me for sure.
Yep.
I can't speak for you guys, but I'm sure you guys feel the same. And so we decided that tonight with Rip on the show, we were all going to kind of go through our top Tiger Woods moments. And they are plentiful. Holy shit skis. I was kind of looking into it a little bit. There's hours of footage of Tiger's shots,
right,
and moments. And it's like, oh my God, man, we're going to miss this guy. But anyways, he's still here. So who wants to go first? Rigo, I'm sure you got a good one. So you start first.
Actually, I think I found mine today. And I shared it on my Instagram story. Did you guys see that video?
That. Is that from TPC?
94 in the amateur at TPC. And he's wearing a straw hat. And he hits it to the fringe and makes the putt. And absolutely like runs around the green after he makes the putt because he was tied for the lead at that time.
He was electric as a young guy.
Oh my God. But that was just today. But my actual favorite was when he was, I don't know whether it was at the Tour Championship or the Masters, when he walked across that, like to go to the scorer's tent and he had to walk across that kind of
bridge type
deal.
Tour
Championship. And they panned the camera back and like looked out at the crowd. And the crowd was just going absolutely bonkers at him walking across there. Like he just won. And it was like, oh, the
catwalk. That's when they all followed him up the fairway too, right?
Up 18, right? Yeah, that was crazy.
He said he's trying so hard not to cry when that happened, hey?
For
And they followed him up 18. But yeah, that was it was just kind of like, holy shit. Like there's just like thousands of people just standing there just going absolutely bonkers that he just won.
Has that ever happened before? Like since the 40s, or like, I feel like it would have had to happen back when all hell would break loose in every sporting event ever. Like,
did you see that video?
You had players hitting guys with shoes in the crowd and shit like that.
Did you see that video? Did you see that video that was going around where it was the end of a tournament and the guy putted it from 4 feet and like 5 guys came to dive into the hole to grab the ball? Like what?
They used to try to get the winner's ball, eh?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Could you imagine them doing that at the Phoenix? And just a bunch of loser pissed guys trying to grab a ball? Just be a brawl.
Was this the first year that they threw shit on the greens there at the Waste Management?
The whole ones?
No.
Yeah. No?
I don't think so.
God, no. I mean, that's why Tiger doesn't go back there, because shit.
Yeah, because they threw a banana at him.
Yeah.
A little aggressive, but
a little bit.
Okay, Drums, who you got, buddy? Or what do you got? I mean, not who.
So mine is at the 2000 Canadian Open.
Oh, you dog.
You
got mine too.
Damn it, good. Oh. I wanted to get in before somebody got it. So he's looking to become the first golfer since Lee Trevino to win the Triple Crown, the US, the British, and the Canadian Open all in the same year. Right down to the last hole, 18th, needs birdie to win it. Tee shot ends up in the fairway bunker, right-hand side of the fairway. Blocked is his view to the green. I think he could see the left part of the green, but he couldn't see the pin anyways. It's all bush in front of him. The sand's wet. He hits a 6-iron from 218 yards. Like it looked like we couldn't, from the footage of the, what do you call it, telecast, you couldn't, they didn't actually show where the ball landed because nobody actually knew where the hell this ball was.
Was it dark or something?
It was getting dusk, and everybody thought he mailed this wicked right. And then all of a sudden it landed just in front of the pin, rolls just off onto the fringe, leading to a 2-putt birdie and the victory. I remember watching it in my living room, with in Shoal Lake with Ian McMullen. Do you guys remember him?
Yeah.
And then
And Shane?
right from there, we were like, okay, we're going golfing. And like in Shoal Lake, there was the two creeks or the two lakes, or there's like the city creek or the town creek, and then the lake, and then there was like the bridgeway across, and we would just go from my backyard in the golf cart. We could take the ridgeway across right to the golf course. So we just hop in the cart, like right after that putt, boom. So that one's always going to live in my memory
It seemed like that ball was hanging over the water for like an hour,
forever.
didn't it?
Like,
Yeah.
What? Tiger might be the only guy that would actually try that shot.
It was like a cut draw too, because you had to cut it around the trees, and then everybody said like it drew into the pin.
And the craziest thing about that was when they show it from behind the hole, you can see that the wind's actually blowing, like the wind was helping him.
Right.
So he could have easily airmailed that into the water or even the sand, and then he's looking at a bunker shot coming back with the water right behind him.
Yeah, and it's like a
Like,
tiny portion
oh.
where the pin was on that green. Like it's just tiny.
Nobody
Incredible.
else, and like we never saw any times like that where Tiger tried something like that and failed. You know?
No,
Like that was what Tiger was. He was good in those moments, like the most clutch person that I've ever seen in any sport, probably. But he just showed up for those moments, and that's what made him who he is. And so it was just like, oh man. And it was in Canada too. Like, how cool is that?
yeah.
Yeah. So that was mine, drums, but I'm glad.
Sorry, buddy.
because, no, that's okay. You did a good job explaining it. So I'll try to maybe come up with something in the next 10 seconds here, but Rip, what's your all-time Tiger moment?
Yeah, Reg kind of took mine a little bit too. Just with in 2018, I think partially for me because like I don't know, I've gotten a lot more into golf in the last 5 to 8 years, and I think before that, like obviously everyone knew who Tiger was, but I think when I was like really watching golf, a lot of those years he wasn't really, he wasn't like truly Tiger.
Like what
but
years
then I
would that have
think-
been? Like
I think just
2009 to like 14, those years ish.
yeah, like or even after that.
I
you
would say
know?
like
Yeah.
14 to 18, he was kind of
Yeah.
non-existent.
Yeah, like kind of in there
True.
is when like I don't know, social media was bigger, so you see more stuff, and like when I was like really kind of more into golf. So
Yeah.
I never really got to really follow him truly, like in his years.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just like following him and what he had been through, and then like when he was walking up 18, and like thousands and thousands of people were just like swarming him. I think like I just remember watching that and having like chills like crazy, just like this is
Get chills
this is
thinking about
nuts. Like
Got 'em right
this
now,
This
yeah.
is crazy. Like you might never see like a moment like this again.
No.
Probably in golf you won't, honestly. I can't see anything really living up to that.
In our lifetime, anyways, right?
I don't think you ever will. There'll never be
Well, we
somebody
can't say
to
never.
like where there were like all that shit that compounded on him
Everything,
yeah.
yeah.
to get to that.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to happen.
There was a lot that went into it. He had been through a lot. He had struggled a lot, and then like just all the
Getting back
factors.
surgery, like it's
Yeah.
just
And
nuts.
every expert in the world wrote him off, said he'd never win again,
yeah.
Whoops.
over and over and over again. Yeah, I mean that one's so hard to top. There's just so many moments, and yeah, I mean Rip probably because you as a kid, I mean you were obviously hockey, right? You were all hockey, and even in the
Hockey
summers
and
probably
baseball,
too, right?
Yeah, it was
Baseball
a lot of
too?
hockey and baseball in the summer. So like as a kid, I never really played much golf. Maybe like up until I was like say 14. I bet you I'd be lucky if I played 5 rounds of golf.
That's wild.
Because I mean,
We
it
used
was
to play
just
9 per day.
it was baseball or hockey like
Yeah.
every weekend or like every.
It's hard enough to play, like, especially at your competitive level of hockey. And Did you play much summer hockey or not really?
Quite a bit. Like
Probably as you got a little bit
decent
older,
amount.
eh?
Yeah, even younger. Basically all summer, every weekend was either a hockey tournament or a baseball tournament.
Yeah. And it's super hard to mix baseball and golf. I mean, that's probably why I quit playing baseball, because it's just
Yeah.
two different swings, one swinging up, one swinging down. But guys managed to do it. I mean, Donaldson's a pretty damn good golfer and one hell of a baseball player too, but he's a little bit different. He's built a little bit different than me. So
Little bit.
little bit. So I think that I'm gonna have to go with the first one that came to mind was that one where he chipped it at the Masters and it came all the way down, and like the Nike ball, like that was just like a Hollywood script. That could even better than a Hollywood script. Was it on 15 at the Masters? Yeah.
16 because he had a long.
But you guys were talking about the Tour Championship there, and honestly, one of my favorite, and the only time that I actually remember where I was and what was happening was when Tiger won the Masters in, was it 2019? And I was watching it here by myself on Sunday morning, and I was like shotgunning beers and like drinking beers and like on a Sunday morning by myself.
I was
just so happy that he was in I was so happy that he was in contention. And as the day progressed, and when Molinari, I think, hit it in the water there, I think that was kind of the turning point of it.
12,
and it got real. It got real as soon as that happened, because we knew he was going to have a day, but I had no idea that he was going to win. And to see, I was watching some clips of it today, and he was, when Earl was there and he got to hug Earl, and then after he tapped in that putt, and you could tell how much it meant to him and how much it, when he got to hug Charlie. And I think I was in tears when it happened, and I almost got emotional there. So it's just like, I don't know, like Rip said, and Rigo too, after everything that he went through in the last 10 years is just like storybook. You can't write a better script than Tiger Woods' life. As with the bad, there was just as much good and times 1,000, I'd say. So
yeah, kind of when you hear that Hall of Fame speech today and you hear all the good stuff and like all the millions of dollars he's donated and all the millions of lives he's really changed, like it's kind of crazy. And I think I'm gonna have to turn up the heat in the basement. I've had chills for the last 5 minutes. It might be getting pretty cold down here, but yeah, he's just we could honestly probably talk for 10 hours about him. So
yeah,
for sure, just so many moments, man. It's unbelievable.
We're reminiscing about him like he passed away.
And he's still gonna golf right away.
Yeah.
He looked good walking in today.
Oh my goodness.
Walking
really
in,
good.
He looked good.
Oh my god.
He looked pimp, man. Shorts.
Was he in shorts?
Like, backwards
no
hat.
limp. Like,
Let's go.
But like he had like the Under Armour shirt on, backwards hat, the shades
looked
on.
like he was walking into the course on Sunday morning.
He was ready to rock.
Oh, and he'll be there soon.
As soon as I saw that clip of him walking in, you know who I thought of? Uncle Doug. Like if Uncle Doug gets inducted into like some sort of Hall of Fame, like he's showing up backwards hat, like Under Armour shirt, and like
that's what he's wearing at the Ironman, like the exact same outfit.
And by the way, congrats to Uncle Doug, Coach of the Year in the MJ. I don't know what number that is, but
it's got to be
at least 2 or 3. Because last time he got Coach of the Year with OCN, and he got fired after that.
Yeah.
So let's
he texted me and said that he said he wants one thing from the MJHL, and that's not it. So
yeah.
Hopefully this is the year.
Hopefully he gets it. Yeah.
4 games left till playoffs start. So exciting times around here.
Okay, well, I mean, it's hard to really follow that up because that was a pretty good 10 minutes of my life there talking about Tiger. What else do we got to talk about? Rip, what's been going on in NYC? You're back playing. How's life in the city? Like, what's happening in NYC? Tell us about it. Give us a quick overview.
It's been good. Obviously, I had a long 2.5 months off.
What did your days look like then? Was it lots of rehab or what?
Yeah, I mean, off the start, it wasn't much I could do, but there was a lot of just like soft tissue work, and then just like, I don't know, arm bike and trying to stay in shape a little bit. And then I would go to all the games, and we started on the road first 13 games of the year. So
I'll start.
once we got through that, we had so many home games. So when I was hurt, we were playing at home like every second day pretty much, which obviously we opened up a new building here, which is beautiful. Right from dressing room to throughout, it's pretty spectacular. So that was a little frustrating not being part of that. And then, you know, we went through some rough patches with COVID. Basically had everyone on our team out with COVID, and so I was at the rink a lot. Just
You got it too, eh?
Eventually, yeah, not till a little later. But trying to kill my days, be around the guys, hang out, just mentally
keep your spirits up.
mentally still be a part of it, because it can be hard a little bit when you're just away. You don't really feel like you're part of anything, and it's kind of can be tough. So, but no, it's been good to be back. It's been a bit of a tough year for us, but just never know what could happen this year. Still lots of hockey to be played.
You know, like you said, the nice new rink, like it's obviously a sick rink. It's unfortunate, I guess, the timing of everything, probably for you guys, because I mean, you kind of sacrifice. I mean, 13 games to start on the road's kind of. I mean, it's going to be tough on any team, and then you add in the injuries you guys had and the COVID and the. I mean, it was kind of just a recipe for disaster. And people are calling for Trotz's head, and people are saying that the Islanders are shit, and it's like, those are the people that have literally opened up their score app every morning and checked the score in the game last night and didn't pay attention who played, no nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you guys, any team that went through the shit that you guys went through for the first 2 months of the year, I mean, they'd probably be close to, if not worse than you guys were at the time. I felt like
it was tough. I mean, we were pretty much around 500 coming home off of that road trip. I think maybe a game or two under. I got hurt on the second last game, and then I think that same game or the next game is when the COVID kind of started hitting us. And then, you know, at one point we had like, I think with injuries and COVID, we had like 9 or 10 of our regular like starting lineup out. So I mean, it's a completely different team, and we dealt, and that's also when like quarantines were like 10 days. So we dealt with that for a while, and it just kind of continued to snowball. We get guys back, and then guys would go down, and so it was tough. And I know other teams did deal with it. I think ours was a little bit different, but a lot of teams did deal with it. But no, I mean it is what it is. You can't dwell on it now. I mean for us, it's just got to kind of focus one day at a time for us, and you know, and try to win every night, and still have like 30 some games. So
yeah,
I mean,
really,
you don't something like that. I think.
Like,
yeah,
are they jammed
30-ish.
up, or why is there still so many?
well, I mean, like a
Yeah,
lot
I mean,
got rescheduled because of COVID restrictions, and like
right.
we
shit
have
like
like
that, yeah.
7.
Yeah, you guys got
17
29 games left.
17 or 19 games this month, something crazy.
Holy shitsky.
Get a full-time job here.
Actually,
Yeah.
on the arena, a couple episodes ago, you might have seen. I know you watch the show now and then, especially when you were injured. But Rigo was talking about the new stadium in where, Rigo? Vegas?
LA.
With the roof, and how they can fly over and watch the game. So what's like the coolest? We know with all the technology and shit that they have, and it just seems to be getting crazier by the day. But what's some cool features about the new rink that they have in there? Like from a player's perspective, and then a fan's perspective as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's necessarily anything that isn't in some of the other new buildings, but I think just some of the stuff that they can do on the ice with the light show and like the pictures on the ice and stuff like that before games. I think just the quality and the high tech of it all. And I mean, throughout our dressing room, obviously they just did a good job, and it's just nice. And you know, we're very fortunate to, you know, have this place, because I mean, I went through it a little bit, but I know like the organization here and some of the guys that were here before me, it was a bit of a gong show for a while where they were at the
Yes.
Coliseum. They got moved to Brooklyn. It wasn't going well. I mean, there's talk of relocating or what they were going to do. And I think the organization was not in a great spot. And I think just with, the new owners coming in and finding a way to get it done and get this building. And obviously it's been talked about for 3-4 years, and to finally have it done and be in there. And there's a lot of work to be done in the area. They're building hotels, they're building restaurants. It's right at Belmont Racetrack, so it's going to be like
Sick.
quite the area when they're done. And obviously they're years away, but just the building itself. And I haven't gotten to walk around the full concourse and stuff, but I think just I think there's like some more high tech stuff with the food and the vending and making everything easier and more efficient. And I know the fans used to complain about like bathrooms, like lineups for bathrooms at the old arena. And I think it has like, I don't know the number, but like way more than the average arena for bathrooms. So it's just like
That's an
So it's just
underrated
nice.
quality.
they put a lot of
Absolutely it is.
details into making everything more fluid and efficient for the fans, the viewers,
Yeah.
and for concerts and for anything that's going on there. So it's I mean you guys have gone to games before in different places, and when it's packed and you're waiting in line and you miss half a period because you're trying to go to the bathroom, trying to do this. I mean, it can be kind of frustrating to be a part of that when you pay, so much
Yeah,
to watch a
100%.
game or watch an event. So if you can make that a little smoother and make people more comfortable throughout a show, people are gonna want to come back.
When you guys
Yeah, I
have
just-
all a bunch of guys out and you've got to get guys up from Bridgeport or the AHL, what happens to their spot? Like, does East Coast then move up? Like, is it like a full organizational
Yeah.
shift up?
There definitely was a lot of movement while we were going through it. And I mean, usually I don't know on numbers, but I mean, just when I was in the American League, there's always like, there's always 4 or 5 extra guys usually, I believe. So between that and just bringing guys up from the coast to the American League and American League up to the NHL, obviously it's not a great situation, but for some guys it gives guys and another opportunity to showcase themselves, get into the NHL, play their first NHL game. So in a way it's special for some of those guys.
Like Aho's been
Totally.
playing good, and he might
Yeah,
not have got
no,
that look otherwise, right? So
for sure. And there's a few guys that I mean, if you look at our team over the last 3 or 4 years, we've been pretty healthy, minus 1 or 2 things. So some of the prospects or kids, I mean, I was in that situation where you're just like scratching and clawing for an opportunity, and in the past few years those opportunities haven't really been available to guys because we have stayed pretty healthy. So gives guys an opportunity for not only just for us, but to really make something out of their career and get a chance at the NHL, which is special for those guys.
Okay, the question on everybody's mind. Pulock got the hardest shot in the All-Star game. Or no, what was he, 104 or something?
102. What was it, 102?
I don't
And
think
then
he got the
Hedman got
hardest shot,
104.
I don't think. Oh yeah, I think Kevin got the
Okay.
hardest, but he was over 100.
So
Yeah, he was over 100.
are those, first question is, are those rigged? Second question is, whose shot is harder, yours or his? He won't listen to the show ever, so you can say whatever you want.
I don't know. I don't know. We joked around quite a bit because I mean, going into it, obviously playing with Zdeno Chara this year and him breaking that gun every year for many years.
Yeah.
He was giving Pelly tips and Pelly's never been like known to have a hard shot, and I don't know that the guns, but I mean, he's just, that hasn't been his strength.
Right.
He had gone through some injuries with his wrists and stuff, whatnot, but Big Z was giving some tips on how to be more successful. So maybe that was the key. Maybe Big Z helped him out.
How cool is it to have him on your team? Like is there any weirdness there?
legend.
Because I remember a few years back, like people were talking about how he would like crush Diet Cokes or Diet Pepsis on the bench. Like, is that a real thing or no?
Big Z?
Or who was that?
I never heard
maybe?
that. I would think Phil.
Ovi does
maybe?
a little bit. Ovi does.
Ovi
I mean,
does.
I've had my fair share of Coke on the bench before. I have a bottle of Coke on the bench.
Cola.
Actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a real thing.
Yeah.
Like Coke or like Diet Coke or cocaine?
Regular Coke.
Regular
Coca-Cola.
cocaine.
Regular Coca-Cola. I don't know. It's just like sometimes late in the game when you're like kind of drained, just that sugar rush is, you know, 5 minutes left, whatever. But yeah. And back to Z, I mean, no, he's just like, I just feel like everything you hear throughout the media and past players playing with him and however people talk about him, you know, his leadership, his like work ethic, his dedication, like it's accurate. You know, it's just like every room he walks into, he just like, there's just something about him, and he's just like, he's maybe one of the like kindest men I've played with when it comes to, you know, just making sure everyone's okay, offering to help the trainers, offering to help the equipment staff. Like he's just like a professional, and he's like always working. And I mean, the guy's, you know, in his 40s, and he's showing up every day, and like he's in the gym, he's in the cold tub, he's like,
how old is he?
It's
42.
I thought 44.
Oh wow.
I thought 44 too.
Reggie?
I think he's the oldest professional athlete, or maybe outside of golf.
We need one of those guys like Rogan show where he has like a fact checker on hand.
He's actually turning 45 next week.
What?
On the 18th.
Holy shit, skis.
And I think he just got the most games played by a defenseman.
Yeah, a couple of games ago, a few games back, he set the record most games by NHL defenseman.
And it's like 1,700, isn't it?
Yeah, 1650 some.
Like the way he's played and how big he is, like the longevity of that guy, it's incredible.
It's incredible. And then like just the stories. I mean, the guy took a shot off the face in the playoffs, broke his jaw, and like sat on the bench the rest of the game and then played the next night, you know.
Insane.
Like impressive what he's gone through. And I mean, like even this year, I mean, the guy probably has three or four fighting majors. Like he still shows up every night, you know, with just like that fire and that intensity, and like
those eyes
cares so much. And yeah, he just like, he wants to win, and like it's pretty special to see and, you know, be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't he fight in the game?
Guys like him, I don't think, that's for sure.
He fought in the game when he broke the record, right?
Yeah, he did.
So he's basically got to have like an on-off switch then, if you're talking about how nice he is to the boys and around the staff and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden he's scrapping guys at age 44.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys are like that though. Like, you know, when they get on the ice and, you know, they're so competitive and, you know, that fire inside, and it's just like they're like completely different people, you know. They just,
oh, for sure. And I mean, there's a reason that they're at that level, because not a lot of people have that inside of them.
For sure.
A lot of people have like rage and stuff inside of them, and they will fight
it comes out at the wrong times.
Right, exactly.
And then you see them in the media and this and that, and it's not a good situation. But
he's played 1,653 games.
That's wild.
He's a career plus 296, and he's got 2,073 games.
The guy played 35 minutes a night consistently.
That's wild.
35 every night
for 18 years, probably
more.
Well, I guess how long has he been in the league? 98ish.
He came in 96, 97. Came in
over 25 years.
That's wild.
Well, if he's 44, he probably started when he was 20, right? Or 19.
He's
He got
was
drafted
in
in
the-
'96.
he was in the NHL like before like 3 guys on our team were born.
That's hilarious.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
Rip.
Reggie,
actually very impressive.
And like he wasn't a good player, or like I shouldn't say a good player in like junior. He was just a mutant. Like he was massive. So like they had
Scotty
somebody
fought him.
had to pick him. Scotty
Scotty
fought.
McCollum.
Scotty McCollum
I
fought him,
mean,
yeah.
I guess the cool story is right. Like the Islanders drafted him.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So full circle. Yeah.
Full circle. Yeah.
Is he going to retire there? Probably. You think? Is he talking about it?
I don't know. I
was-
honestly don't know.
He's on the
Like,
trade bait list.
I honestly
Is he?
would not surprise me if he plays again.
It's got to be can it be a little tense time of year leading up to the trade deadline? If there's some UFAs, you guys are borderline.
We're in a different
right?
We're in a different situation. We're in a different situation that we've been in the past.
Right.
I think if you look at our last 2 or 3 years, it was
You're
pretty
picking
obvious
guys up.
that
Yeah.
we weren't really getting rid of any guys. So who knows, right? What can happen?
Hey, Rip.
I have no idea, but guys, you know, some guys are in different situations, and I'm sure they think about things differently, and who knows, right?
I don't mean to ask about other players, but he played against McCarr the other night. He had 2 goals. He's got 20 on the year. Like, I know you probably don't want to pump his tires, but he's disgusting.
Why? I used to
Yeah,
ask Rip for. I used to ask Rip for advice all the time when I was buying hockey cards. I was asking him for his insiders, guys to watch.
No, he's I don't know. He's just so dynamic, and he's different compared to other D-men, and I also think they play a little differently than a lot of teams in terms of like, I mean, he's backdoor all the time. Like his 1 goal against us, like a backdoor tap in, like, and it's tough to defend. I mean, wingers aren't used to, you know, D-man, I think, being that active. And yeah, his vision, he's playing with good players. I mean, you know, a lot of times that McKinnon and that line's on the ice, they're on the ice, him and Taves. But he's definitely a very special player, and he's young. I mean, is he 21?
Yeah.
Like
He's 21. No.
I don't even know if he's that old.
Is he that old? 20?
He would be that old for sure, yeah.
No,
Oh shit! I thought he was like 25.
No.
no. Like
We good. That's a
he's
year.
got a long career ahead of him.
Yeah.
Do you guys got any more questions? Because I think we're just over an hour here, so I got a couple to wrap up here with Rip. But do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Okay, cool. So Rip, big city Rip. Although you're not really in the big city, right?
No, it's a lot different. It's
Yeah.
pretty neighborhoods, and it's actually very beautiful out here on the island where we are.
Got a lot of Guidos and mobsters out there.
I'm
Town
sure there are,
laundry.
yeah. I'm sure there are. I mean, that's more Jersey Shore, but
Sure.
He's 20. He's
Okay.
23, by the way.
is
23.
he 23?
Yeah, I figured he was older than 21. So I think we danced around this a little bit on the last time you were on the episode, but I mean, you grew up in Grandview, Manitoba. Population probably what, 500? What's the population?
Yeah,
of Grandview?
I think it's like 8.
Yeah.
Fact check. It says
800.
on NHL.com he's from Dauphin, so
That could be a false fact check.
Fake news.
Was born in the Dolphin Hospital.
So, I mean, just from hanging out with you over the years and I mean, being buddies with you and stuff, we know that you haven't changed a lot, if any, but like how much different is life? And like, because when Rip was, or not Rip, when Rubes was living in New York, man, he would have all like the he'd tell it, like he told us about Snapchat. He would have all like he was the first to know stuff in New York City. So my question is like, what is happening in NYC that is not happening in Manitoba yet? Is there any like secrets you can give away for the fans and like that we can get in early on as like seed round investing maybe?
I don't think so. I think social media. I think social media has like allowed
bursted it open,
everyone everywhere to know what's going on. I mean, I think you look just the way social media has come in the last 10 years or more. I mean, everyone knows what's going on everywhere. Like as soon as it happens, pretty much. So I mean, it's just a little bigger scale here, I guess, if you look at New York City life. But I think the coolest thing about living here and living in New York and having access to the city is like just like the restaurants and I mean, there's obviously a nightlife and bars and sports bars and speakeasies and whatever you might be into.
What the hell's a speakeasy?
Oh boy.
You know what a speakeasy is, no?
I'm from Manitoba. No, I don't. What is it?
I mean, a lot of times they're like hidden. They're like hidden.
It's like
bars.
a hidden bar.
So like you go into a
I've never heard that term before.
So a speakeasy was created in the 1920s when Prohibition existed. So like you would walk into a ice cream shop, but it wouldn't actually be an ice cream shop. There'd be like a fake door you open and there's a bar going on. Yeah,
it would be an ice cream shop. It's just like there's a fake door behind the cooler that looks like a cooler, and like it's just like a chill bar or whatever.
And so they're called I've honestly, swear to God, I've never heard that term before in my life. What do you know why they're called speakeasies? Or
it'd be like a terminology that came
caught.
Yeah, like
everybody's talking the same time here. Okay, one at a time.
Speak easy, boys.
But no, I think literally that's what it was like speakeasy. You got to like speak about it in hushed tones and everything because it was illegal to have booze in the 1920s. So you had to speak easy.
Yeah, so I think they're like advertised now. Like they're not as like hidden, but they are.
Yeah, there's some in Winnipeg too.
You go into this place, you don't know what's there, but like if you looked it up online, like you might find some information about it.
Yeah, I've been to one in Winnipeg. It's like a butcher shop, like counter at the front, and then like you just pass through like a closet door, and you've got like a bar. Yeah.
But yeah, there's just so many opportunities for anything. But my biggest thing for me right now is just like some of the restaurants, and I mean, there's some very high-end chefs at some of these places, and some of them are really hard to get into. Like they'll like put out reservations like 2 weeks in advance, and like they'll open them up at midnight, and like you basically have to be prepared to look for them right then, or they'll be gone in a hurry. But yeah, it's a cool city. I mean, it's a city. Some people don't like that. Some people don't like the city buzz. It's busy. There's a lot going on, but even for myself, like coming from a small town and like liking that, quiet and farm land and open space, I do enjoy, the city at times, once in a while. So it's cool to be like that. And then obviously living out on the island, I kind of get a little bit of both. So yeah, it's nice.
Okay, well, I would say you mentioned before the show that you were talking about some art that you checked out today, and we're going to get into that. And we're going to tie that into some NFTs, maybe some Bitcoin, of course, Rigo's favorite. Although Rigo owns some Bitcoin, so I don't know why he's so against it. But anyways, maybe we'll save that for the next time you score. I'm thinking it'll be soon. So we'll maybe wrap things up, and next time we'll let you do some homework on NFTs. Do you know quickly? Do you own any Bitcoin? And has the NHL reached out to any of the players about NFT stuff at all?
I do not own any Bitcoin. Not that I'm against it. I just haven't found the interest in it yet. and I don't know about the NFT question because we spoke about it a little earlier, and I kind of understand it, but it's
No. Has the NHL
blows
reached
my
out to
mind.
you players like about it at all?
not that I know of, but like maybe
Like
some
twice
they
if
have. Maybe some they have. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be
He's
interesting to see.
he's got an NDA, baby.
Yeah, true.
Non-disclosure agreement. Let's go.
I mean, the NBA has their top shots, which I think a lot of the NBA players are actually making pretty good money on. And we talked about it with Phil and the PGA, and that was kind of his main reason that he talked about with the PGA is that they're keeping all their shit. So it'll be interesting to see what the NHL and all these sports leagues do with clips and just with the ability to turn NFTs into like I honestly believe that it'll be an addition to like your maybe season tickets or your tickets where, you know, a part of the smart contract will be getting to meet some of the Islanders after the game if you buy this certain NFT that's a ticket instead of just like your general admission. So looking forward to that part of it. And it's not just art as we talked about before. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more utility, but I guess to wrap up here, hopefully we have you on again soon, Rip, because that means that you're putting pucks in the net always. So
Or you lost and you got to come and drink a beer.
Yeah, hopefully that's not the case.
if JT shits the bed, we'll be back next week. We'll have maybe a 1 hour conversation about NFTs.
You'll have to put a bag with a question mark over like Mr. X. If just so Lou doesn't know he's shotgunning a beer on here.
Yeah,
Wow,
true, very true. Well, maybe wait till the off season.
Mr. X shotguns beer on Kngdom podcast.
If Tommy Fleetwood loses again, I'm gonna drive to frickin' wherever the hell he's from and cut him.
Golf.
Probably can't drive, but anyways, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay, Rip. Well, thanks.
Rip's got a game he's got to get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, who you got tomorrow, Rip?
Columbus tomorrow, and then I think we got the Jets on Friday.
Oh yeah,
Pat is hot right now. Pat is red hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a good job against him.
When Lion was with the Jets, and every game you'd text me about Patty being shitty. So
yeah, I don't know if that's true.
All right, buddy. Thanks for hopping on with us. We'll look forward to doing it again here soon. But that's it. Let's get the hell out of here. Peace out, boys. Love you. Later.
Hey, boys.
Love you, fellas.